Bolivia. I'm sitting here at the high side at the exhaust is for the mine, and I had to do measurements. Here I was the chief engineer, and I took measurements and had to see where I could improve the ventilation inside the mine, because we were about 3,000 feet down. This is the entrance of our house, chief engineer's house, and this Hanneke's mother, and this Hanneke is the dog, and they are going to the market. And here we are on the market. You see on the left-hand side Hanneke coming in, and this is the lady where she's going to buy something from. This Hanneke buying and arguing and say what she wants, and then telling the man what she wants, and he carries it to her. It is we have to be very careful that she does. The town also has central washing bases where there are about 10 of those big squares with water, and the people come all over and then they wash their clothing and whatever they have. There are no toilets. You sit beside the road. Here's Hanneke coming back from the market. This is her mother, and it's the load, and this is the sunroom where before the house. He has to be paid. He gets all the things. And now we have a look at the man. He's a casual labor. He's glad to come, and he has not too much clothing. And we see how they are dressed. They have a typical Bolivian hat. And you see that, the black hat with on top of it a lot of silver work, which we will see a little later. And there's the end of the stay, and the president, who was not yet elected, he came and visited to promote his government that was anti. Although it was relatively free elected, they wanted their own social service. The man that was Paz Estensoro, and he was by our mine manager shown the mine inside. Well, and the country was not independent yet, but 6 months later they were, and that was the reason we left. And we will see the president coming out of the mines on the mine car. Here's the Bolivian flag. And they are all expecting the president to come out. And then we have a look at the Boca da Mina, that's the mouth of the mine, where the mine car suddenly appears, and then they are all excited. You see, they have sandals, they have no socks or shoes, but they are very simply dressed. This is the staff of the chief, and the head has all kind of silver work for jewelry. And here's the mine site electrical wire to bring the mine wagon out, and they had to let free so that they could come out, and he's coming out of the mine. And the future president is taken from the car and honored with all kinds of graffiti, and then he's put on a chair and lifted on and carried around through town. Paz Estensoro. Here goes to town, and you'll see here sit in a chair carried by the local people, and he shows the Victoria sign that Churchill also showed. The countryside had still no cars. Everything was moved by llamas, and they carried about 10 to 15 pounds. That's all they carried. They're very proud animals, something like camels on dromedary, but no. And here's a group coming in town and then one going out town. They stop because they see me, and then they pass me. They follow the road, and you see they have loads on their back, and this the herds woman who guides them to town. And it seems that all the women, she has a child, but she does the work and brings this from way downtown to from the salt from the where they pick up the wood to town where there's no wood whatsoever for cooking. In a while we can see how she takes the load off. You can see that's all they carry. She picks it up, and you will see that under the wood is laying straw to protect the back of the llama. See the straw laying there, and there are the people coming to buy the wood for cooking. It's very fascinating to look at those llamas. They are very proud, but you have to be careful that they don't spit at you, because that seems to be a horrible smell. There are no cars in it. The mine has only a few cars, and that's all the traffic they have. They themselves walk everything and are very simply living. Here we are visiting a friend in the Cordilleras. He was the manager of a tungsten mine, and you see the road was built in on the side of the road where there were mud slides and gravel slides, and where we were lucky that we didn't fall and slide in deep in the valley where the creek is. There's no protection whatsoever, very little vegetation, and goes deep down. In the town that we went through, lamps, but there's no power for the lamps. It's just showing off. And the jeep was our jeep where we came into town. That is our only transportation for us. We passed a waterfall 300 meters high, and it was called the Veil of the Bride, the bridal via the Novia, and it was an exceptional view, and I felt it from jump to jump. Very scenic surroundings, and here's the top of it. The road to it is this road, it's steep country, very uninhabited, no vegetation, but it is the only road from La Paz to the tropics, where they get vegetables and food from. Here, and glacier in the background, in the middle of the summer. And this is quite close to the equator, Bolivia. It is fascinating. We went on vacation, and he was our firstborn, Reinhard. Here's Hanneke coming and looking at the baby, how she's making out. And apparently he's sleeping and seems to be all right. So she's going to read and see what is. But of course the baby is not happy. He needs attention. And slowly you see that the blankets are being moved. He kicks around and he kicks himself loose. And his diaper is wet. Oh! So Hanneke comes and changes the diapers. That's Reinhard. You can't imagine Reinhard today. 270 pounder. So he got his diaper on, and it's a clean diaper. Make sure that he, and apparently he likes to be cuddled. There he is, Bolivia, on our vacation. I am allowed to give him the bottle. Now he has to burp. And if he burps, then we are all right for the next scene. So his teeth are coming through, and we can see he puts his hands in the mouth, and we help him to rub that. And here's Hanneke more proficient. She can look after the baby tops. Here's in the garden where she boerenpaard. En boerenpaard. Boerenpaard. There he goes. Hup. Yeah, boer. That's your oma. Or your mother. We had to make sure that the sun doesn't stay on too long, because it is very penetrating on that altitude. Here we sit outside between the papavers, and we enjoy the scenery. And in the background is the mountain of Ursini. Yeah, he's looking at the flower, and of course he will grab it. This is Reinoud. Yeah, me coming into the world. Yellow, here I come.